twice in the last 3 days, and we were watching, good morning, by the way, we were watching Jackson Merrill back from a hamstring injury in the rain, just sliding at will, and Robert and I were saying he's different, and he certainly is. What impresses you most the last couple of days watching him work?
With the sweeper. He went 3 years to 2023. He went from the slider to the sweeper, and that sweeper is a baseball and cover every place in the zone. I don't use that comp lightly, right, Lauren. Compare anybody to Freddie. I never thought I'd see anybody with a setup and swing like Freddie Freeman. It's so unique and so good. Jackson Merrill is pretty darn close.
He is electric, and he's got that clutch gene. When he comes in late and clutch, and Dero always says, pay attention to the guys and the way they react to him, and they are all just around him. Every time you come on the show, Tom, I learn something, and you and I were talking in the commercial break about Brad Keller. 8 years in the league, and now hitting 100. How did we get here? This is recent, yes?
This is a guy who threw 93, 94 last year. He's on 6 different teams, signed a minor league contract. He's turning 30. Listen, we know velocity is up around the game, right? And
yes, right?
Like, how do you identify these guys, right? You see a guy who's got some good metrics on his fastball at 93, 94. The ability to say there's more in that tank, that to me separates a lot of organizations. Give the Cubs credit, give his training facility Atlanta credit. They saw something there. They pulled it out so quickly. And now he's a weapon for Craig Counsell.
I always just think of the young kids watching, right, chasing velocity and how they are, if they're that at age 12, 13, 14, what they'll be at 25. It's an interesting conversation. We always talk about winning on the margins in this game. I remember when the torpedo bats came out, managers and kind of front offices said, we're trying to win on the margins, anything to kind of get an edge. And the Marlins are doing so with their pitching staff. Robert kind of teased it going to break. Tell me.
Well, it's interesting. They are trying to win on the margin, and they think their edge is throwing fewer fastballs. We saw this last year at the Red Sox. Remember, first half of the season, their second half, their ERA went way up. Look at this. This is since we started tracking pitches, and really all time. The Marlins staff is throwing fewer fastballs than any staff we've ever seen. This is not including cutters. This is 4-seamers, 2-seamers. That is such a low number. And look at the teams that have gone this direction. They have not been very good for the most part, right? The Red Sox ERA went up in the second half of the season. How's it working out for the Marlins so far this year? Record not so great, but look at these pitching numbers. They're the worst in baseball. They walk more people. They're behind in the count, bottom 5. They don't throw a lot of first pitch strikes. I can't tell you this experiment, if it is one, is working. It is different, so let's see how it plays out. But I see a staff here in terms of how many fastballs they throw. They don't throw many at all. And you look at the pitch that they use the most. Nobody uses the fastball as a basis as a starting pitcher. I understand some of these relief pitchers come in really relying on power sliders, but you got guys with really good arms. Max Meyer's throwing 94, 95. He's throwing 35%, more than 35% sliders and only 35% fastballs.
I didn't remember.
Keep an eye on this.
Okay.
I'm not making a determination whether this is right or wrong. It's just different, Lauren. We've never seen a staff pitch like this.
I don't remember the Red Sox. You said, do you remember? I really don't last year. Did it work in the sample size?
No, because it caught up to them in the second half of the season. Their ERA went up by a run. Now, they're much higher in fastballs this year, partly because they have Garrett Crochet. Yeah. I mean, you want him throwing his fastball, right? But I think that the Red Sox did a little bit of a reconnaissance and said, maybe we overdid it a little bit. But here's the numbers here. We talk about this all the time. Velocity is greater than ever. We just talked about more guys throwing 100. And yet, look at this. Year by year, almost on an annual basis, the percentage of fastballs being thrown in the big leagues have gone down. Today's pitching, Lauren, is so much about shaping pitches. Never throwing the same pitch. Every pitcher's got a menu of pitches to righties, to lefties. And the old school way of establishing the fastball, I hate to say it, it's really not as common as it once was.
It just makes me wonder how often front offices try to shift mindset, all for the sake of winning. We will see. Tom Verducci, thank you so much. Robert, what do you got? Take it away.
All right, still to come in hour number 2.
Why do you pause like that? Thursday, shall we? Bregman and Abreu made sure the Rangers left Fenway without a win for the night. So on to the next. An afternoon affair between two young kids making a name for themselves. Brian Bayo having a nice start. Nothing in the loss column and a 2.55 in Jack Leiter, who's allowed 2 runs or fewer in 3 of 4 starts this season. To Cobb County, Georgia, where the Reds scored 2 runs in the first on Wednesday, and they never looked back. So tonight, Spencer Schwellenbach looking to grab a little momentum, looking for his second win and the team's 19th of the year. And the Diamondbacks have their hands full with Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the Dodgers. What a bright light, right? He's been to a rotation full of injuries in MLB low. Get this, .90 ERA and 4 wins. And Brandon Pfaadt, 5 wins and beat the Dodgers twice last year. 940 from the desert tonight. Can't wait. Blanks, in the words of Mark DeRosa, these questions are unanswerable.
I don't like these questions.
You don't like
I honestly don't have the answers as we sit.
So,
I heard the questions.
Okay,
yeah,
you're in
that's
for
a good point. So Godspeed. First, blank teams. Chris Young from the National League East will reach the postseason. The Mets have a 2-game lead over the Phillies as it stands right now, and the Braves have won 12 of 18 since starting 5-13.
Hey.
Tom, how many teams for you?
Yeah, I'm going to see why. I'm going 2. I'm saying Mets, Phillies. I think the Braves they're playing uphill in a very tough league. But they haven't yet really played all their intramural games, like playing head-to-head against one another, right? That's going to catch up to them a little bit. Phillies, rock solid. I really don't worry about the Phillies, and I think the Mets are legit.
What does the resident of Sewanee, Georgia say?
I mean, I have to believe that Brian Snitker writes this ship.
So 3?
Cunha comes in, dominant, Strider, Sale, Schwellenbach. We clean up the bullpen a little bit.
And away we go. 3.
Yeah, 3 are getting.
Okay.
It's basically Braves versus Giants, though, as you look at it right now.
As of right now.
Right? And you'd lean San Francisco, but it's a long season.
No, we gave
And I
love
gotta eat.
to Seattle earlier in the
Casey,
show.
Go out to dinner.
We gave love to Seattle earlier in the show. D-Rose said some people call him a Mariner. Not sure who those people are. And a team to beat Tom Verducci in the American League West is blank.
Right now, it's Seattle. And I would never have guessed that. For right now, I am. I still like Texas to win that division. But when I look at Seattle, we know about their pitching. I never saw them as a top 5 offensive team. And that's what they are right now. So as we sit here today, I have to buy Mariner stock. Yeah.
They've won 18 of their last 24. See why you buying?
I'm going to go with the Rangers. I know where they're sitting in the division right now, but I trust Evaldi, Malley, DeGrom as my 1, 2, and 3.
But, by the way, the A's have won 10 of 15.
You know how I feel about the Athletics. They're 2 pitchers away from Mark Kotsay being a massive factor. But I'm going to stay safe.
Houston. Okay.
I picked him at the beginning of the year. You got to prove to me you can beat him. Hunter, they got to get him right. You know he's going to go on a binge at some point. He'll cover up a lot.
You picked Houston in the West. I think we both picked the Yankees in the East. The Orioles will be blank come the trade deadline. They're in last place, D-Row in the East, 7 games back as it stands May, is it 8?
They will be still searching for starting pitching come the trade deadline. And that is no offense to the guys they currently have and the guys that are on their IL. But as constructed, at any point, they just don't have enough.
But will they go get
enough.
them? We say searching.
They should have done it last year.
We know.
We're well aware of that. So, they will be on my poop list come trade deadline.
They have a day game. We're probably all watching. What do you think?
Stagnant. I think they'll be stagnant. I think you're going to find yourself in a position. You're just going to have to stand pat and get to the offseason, and then you have to go and get yourself some starting pitching this offseason. You have to. So I'm saying stagnant right now.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. The word I thought about was kind of underwhelming because that's what they've been at the deadline the last couple of years. You know, Eflin was a nice pickup last year. But
good.
Rogers, Jimenez pickups. They had an underwhelming offseason. I don't think if you go out there and trade for Sandy Alcantara, this team's going to turn around. But look at that staff. I mean, just pure stuff. Break them down pure stuff-wise, it's not very good. I don't think it's going to improve. There are at least 3 teams better than them in that division. And I don't think they're one deal away from being competitive. But I also think it's their DNA not to be aggressive at the deadline. And I'm with you. They still believe in their core group of position players. And I think they tend to be conservative when it comes to making big moves.
From the AL East to the AL Central, 3 teams, Tom, last year made the postseason from this division. The most dangerous AL Central team is blank. Royals and Tigers have the 2 lowest ERAs in the American League.
We're all going to agree.
Is it Tigers?
Yeah.
Tigers. I remember talking to A.J. Hinch in spring training, and he's like, I know we're going to pitch. I think it's the best pitching staff top to bottom in the American League.
In the American League.
And
with the Mariners fully healthy.
Even fully healthy. Just
Really?
the depth of it.
Okay.
1 through 13, and then beyond that, what's behind
Oh, I like that.
The Tigers
You
have
see the edge.
And they're a great base running team as well. They're
They
not
are.
a fast team, but a
I was
great
thinking the
base
same
running
thing.
team.
They've
got a
got
good
energy
vibe.
on the
They
bases.
got edge. They got energy. They
Because
got
Scooble
what
in his glove like
Baltimore
this.
should have.
When Scooble does that,
They got what Baltimore should have. Period.
They have a bona fide ace. They have comeback players playing. Like, you have Javi Baez playing.
Tigers camp. Whose car was that? The most ridiculous Phantom car you've ever...
You had Javi.
My gosh. Mets player with the most, this is interesting, 2025 NL MVP votes will be blank. CY Pete Alonso hitting 328, Juan Soto heating up, and Francisco Lindor top 10 in
Yeah,
four
from the
National
big
League.
three, I'm going Pete Alonso. No matter what Soto or Lindor do this year, I really feel like Pete Alonso is trying to prove to the world that he is the complete player.
It's hard to argue because this is his best year in terms of plate discipline. Bat speed is up, hard hit, everything's up for Pete. But I still have to go with a switch hitting shortstop who's going to go 30-30 again, never misses a day. Heart and soul of that team, leadoff guy. He's going to have a higher WAR at the end of the season. That typically is where you're going to get MVP votes. So I'll go Francisco Lindor.
And I'll go to I'm going Soto.
Wow.
Listen, my dad always said over the course of 162, the best are the best. You can get hot for a postseason run and make a name for yourself. And that's what I always tried to do. When the dust settles, he's going to have 38 jacks, an on-base percentage of over 400 postseason.
He's bored. Over
Bored with the
162. The best are the best are the best. The Dodgers. The biggest obstacle keeping the Dodgers from winning the World Series is
Will be the Dodgers' health.
health.
Yeah, I know we always sit up here and Billy Ripken says, if you give me the field versus anybody, I'm taking the field. And he's usually not wrong. Except in this case, I think, like I said, over the course of 162, their depth will get them in. And if
I think my word is baseball. Like, this is what makes baseball beautiful. Teams in, throw them out there. They won't lose a game this year. And
Doesn't
then
work
next
that
thing
way
you
in
know,
this sport.
You're mixing and matching, and your
That's so
bullpen
true.
is throwing the most innings, and you've gone through 11 starting pitchers. And for me,
I'll use the same word D-Row did, health. I mean, it's
Yeah.
an older team with a lot of injury history. Last year, they used 17 starting pitchers, used 62 different players. We know all about their depth. It's crazy good. But when you have the right guys down or the wrong guys down, you're a different kind of team. So, we've already seen the starting pitchers get hurt. Listen, I'm with D-Row, though. I usually would always take the field. The Dodgers, when they're even mostly healthy, are the most talented team in baseball. They should win. But, again, we've seen a lot of injuries there, and there's more to come.
Those weren't unanswerable. You nailed it. Across the board. You don't like your face. You want him back. Robert, how'd they do? Where are you?
not even.
He's gone?
He wasn't even got to call take us to break.
Where are we going? I'll take you to break. Ballpark Cam, up and running.